Uh-oh. There I go. There, I did it. Welcome to Sailing Nordic Sun. In this episode, I'm going to do some routine maintenance, and today I'm going to be greasing my winches. I got Barient 23 winches, and we're going to clean them and then grease them. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of these videos, remember to subscribe. Also, if you see something I maybe didn't do quite right, or you have questions about what I do, please put a comment below so I can answer any questions you might have, and any comments on doing it wrong, of course, will help those other people watching this video. Enjoy the video. So today, as I said, we're going to work on my Barient winch. So here's my Barient winch. It's a Barient 23 winch. I have a whole bunch of Barient 23s on the boat, as well as some other winches. So it's a little, the grease is kind of sticky. It doesn't work as well as it could. So let's go over the things I have that I'm going to work on this today. To start with, we're going to grease it. So I have the Barient bar lube, which is what they recommend for greasing this winch. I also have some other winch grease in case I need that. Also, I have some 3-in-1 oil. That's for greasing the pawls. This is only for greasing the bearings and other things. I have some acetone here that I'm going to use for cleaner to clean off the winches before I, put the new grease on. Also, I also have some paper towel here. Paper towel is always good to clean it up, and I have a little garbage can back here that I'm going to throw the paper towel so it doesn't get on my deck. To keep my hands clean, of course, nitrile gloves, and you're going to want those. And also, I have a number of different Allen wrenches because I know it has some Allen wrenches in there that I need to take off. And I have a screwdriver here, and that's just to help get the ring off the top because I don't really have the key for that. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this little retaining ring right here. It takes a special tool, but I'm just going to use my screwdriver and put it right in there, and then kind of bang on it a little bit, and it should loosen real easily. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to use my winch handle here, my all-purpose hammer. And once I get it a little loose, it's pretty easy just to take off there. And just loosen that up, take that off. All the extra parts I put in the bucket because it's just easy to do. Now let's take the winch off. Got to be careful when you take these winches off. There could be like, bearings and stuff underneath them. I'm not so concerned here because I can't lose any, but these are old winches, and if you lose any parts, you're definitely going to be out of luck. So let's take a look at what we got here. Well, if you look kind of close, you can see these bearings. The grease is pretty old. You can see all the grease on here. So I'm going to have to take off these nuts that are here and over here, and there's 3 of them. Take this whole top off, and then we'll clean them all off, and there'll be pawls inside. So let's go take a look at it. Let's take it all apart, and then we'll deal with it. Notice I need an Allen wrench. So that's why I got these Allen wrenches here. I don't know which size it is, but we'll go from there. So it's probably important to make sure how everything goes on. So if you have a cell phone or some kind of camera, you can always take pictures because you want to make sure it goes back. But you should always also get the actual schematic from the company. Even though those are old winches, I can still download the manual so I know how it all goes back together. Because nothing worse than taking your winch apart and finding out you can't put it back together. Anyway, there's a couple bearings on here, and I notice there's a small one first. They'll clean those up, and then another one. And now we can take this whole thing off. I think it just comes off of there. Oh, and then notice how everything sort of falls apart. So kind of remember how things go. Very important. All parts are falling off, bearings are falling off, but there's all kinds of little parts in here. And so you want to take it all apart. These pawls are important, and we'll talk about those in a minute. I'll leave those right there. And so notice here's another pawl here, and this whole thing kind of comes apart. And so let's put it all in there. More pawls in here. Take the whole thing apart, and got a bearing to come off. I got a bearing inside, or a gear inside of here, and there we go. Oh, here's another one with a pin on it, and I think there's a bearing in there too, maybe. Yeah, so you take that apart there, take the pin off, you'll find there's a bearing in there. I don't know if I can get it out or not, but I have to figure out how to clean that. I think it comes out. Oh, uh-oh. There I go. There, I did it. Now, here's what you don't want to do is get all these pins all mixed up, because this is a pain to put back together. So here's that bearing that fell apart, and you can see there's pretty intricate little parts, but it all sort of fits together pretty easily, you know, and you can put it right all back together. Be careful to make sure you don't lose any parts. Notice there's a little pin. I don't think it comes out. So let's put all those in here for now, and I'll make sure I clean that one first. Okay, don't want to lose any of those pins. Put all those pins into the box, or I should say into my buckets. And this washer I'm thinking goes somewhere, but I'm gonna have to go take a look. Okay, so now let's look at the pawl here. Notice how there's a pawl, and there's a series of springs. So I bought a whole new set of springs and some pawls in case I need to replace them. So at this point, it's time to clean all our parts. And you know what? I just realized I forgot to put my gloves on. So let's put those on and get started cleaning. I do this cleaning using my paper towel and my acetone. Once I get them all cleaned up, then I want to dry assemble it to make sure I know how it goes together. So that goes in there first. Okay, now that I know how to assemble it, let us take it apart. Time to apply some grease and apply some bar lube to our first piece here. This one, since it has the pawls, we're going to use the 3-in-1 oil only. Don't put grease in for the pawls. We should have some lightweight oil. I think the manual calls for 30-weight oil. So let's get that in there. Make sure it works. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Now I'm going to screw it down, but first I'm going to put a little anti-seize on those bolts so they don't seize up. Some lots of different products for that. And I'm going to spread a little on the base here. Just, we're going to keep it sort of greased up. make sure I have no extra parts in here. I got a few springs. That's kind of what I expected. Put this all back together. Using this to tighten it up. Give it a little whack. Okay, and now let's give it a shot. Seems to work just fine. Let's see how it spins. Oh, yes. Yeah, so much easier now. Well, there you have it. Got my winch all put together, all greased up, ready to go. I got a whole bunch more to do, so I better get started. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching Sailing Nordic Sun.